Hello and welcome back, guys. In this video, I'm going to review the Game of Thrones ending. Warning, spoilers ahead. Before starting this video though, I would like to say that I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and this is not a review from a critic. I actually know nothing about reviewing. This is just an honest review from an ordinary Game of Thrones fan. Okay, so that out of the way, I would like to say that I really enjoyed watching Game of Thrones, and I did enjoy watching the first few seasons the most. But I also enjoyed the latter seasons, and including the 8th season, and I could see that a lot of hard work had been put in by everyone. And this was especially so for the 8th season. The acting, score, effect, everything was perfect. That being said, the ending of Game of Thrones did not feel like the ending. I usually don't like criticizing something where so much hard work has been put in, and I usually don't. I simply enjoy watching a series or a movie. I don't usually notice the tiny details or pick out mistakes. But after watching the ending of Game of Thrones, I really had to make this video. So why am I reviewing just the ending? Well, when a normal person remembers watching a TV series, 50 to 60% of that memory is going to be of the ending and the very last episode actually. The remaining part of the memory would be of the remaining episodes. So messing up the ending essentially messes up the whole series, even though the rest of the series may be great. And for me, the Game of Thrones ending got messed up when the Night King was killed in episode 3. If you remember, the very first thread that was shown in the Game of Thrones series was that of the White Walkers. And the idea of that threat has been built on since then. And the story really felt interesting to me because I could see that there were these people fighting amongst each other for whatever reason, and they were all missing the biggest threat they had to fight. They actually did not even believe that the threat was real, and that idea really felt intriguing. The legend of the White Walkers was bigger than the legend of the dragons, and everyone, even Ned Stark as shown in the first episode, did not believe that the White Walkers were even real. So I wanted to see the story of the people who finally had to face that common threat, a threat that they did not even believe in, and a threat that was so big that would make their wars insignificant. But as we all know, that didn't happen. Also, Game of Thrones was such a huge hit because it introduced us to characters who were neither totally good nor totally bad. Even Ned Stark, arguably one of the most honorable men in the whole series, wasn't absolutely good. When Ned Stark beheaded the Night's Watch soldier for abandoning the Night's Watch, and many people may think of this act as honorable, but to me it seemed unjust and careless. The Night's Watch soldier was actually warning them about the threat of the White Walkers, and Ned totally chose to ignore it, and instead of investigating it, he beheaded him. Agreed, the whole series would have been totally different if he had done otherwise, but still, it was an unjust act. But lately, the characters seem to have fallen in the good or bad category. So I felt like the White Walkers would have been a good way to show the other side of the characters like Cersei, Euron, the Golden Company, and the people in King's Landing in general. We could have seen a lot more to these characters. We could have seen a more understanding side of Cersei, maybe if she saw Jaime getting hurt or something like that. We could have also seen a different side of Sansa. Sansa was like this naive girl at the beginning, and after season 6, it felt like all the bad things that had happened to her made her too cold. We never got to see Bran in action, and Arya killing the Night King, that would have been absolutely fine if it wasn't done in one single episode. 7 seasons of build-up dealt with in one episode seems really unsatisfactory. We could have also seen a different side of Daenerys, and I'm not talking about her turning into the Mad Queen. It was 3 seasons too soon for that to have happened, and I feel that it shouldn't happen in general. It shows that we cannot change who we are no matter what we do. And agreed that the prophecy aspect to these epics make them really interesting. But most of these epics have a prophecy, and the story is usually about how this prophecy plays out. And I would like to see a story where this prophecy is totally broken, and that would make an interesting story as well. Anyways, I'm not saying how the story should have been. I'm definitely not capable of that. But as a Game of Thrones fan, I had to say this. And again, I would like to say that I did enjoy season 8. It is just that it did not feel like the ending. And that is it for this video. Share down below how you felt about season 8 of Game of Thrones. Were you able to predict its ending or anything that you want? Also, if you enjoyed the review and want me, a normal guy, to review other movies and series, then leave it in the comments as well. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye.